The banquet hall was packed. 55 people. Cousins, aunts, uncles, family friends, neighbors who'd known my grandfather for 40 years. Tables covered in white linens. A 3-tier cake. A slideshow playing on a screen showing Grandpa's life in photographs. I sat at the family table picking at my salmon trying to enjoy the evening. That's when Dad stood up and clinked his knife against his wine glass. The room quieted. All eyes turned toward him. "I want to thank everyone for coming tonight to celebrate this incredible man," Dad said, gesturing toward my grandfather. "But I also want to share some exciting family news." My stomach clenched. I had a bad feeling. My youngest daughter, Madison, is starting her own business. Dad announced. Pride radiated from his voice. A boutique marketing agency. "We're so proud of her entrepreneurial spirit." Applause erupted. Madison beamed, standing to wave at everyone. "And I'm thrilled to announce," Dad continued, "that her big sister Rachel has generously agreed to co-sign the business loan. $180,000. That's what family does. We support each other's dreams." More applause. People were looking at me, smiling, nodding approvingly. I sat frozen. I hadn't agreed to anything. Madison rushed over and threw her arms around me. "Thank you so much, Rach. I couldn't do this without you." My grandfather was smiling at me from across the room, his eyes misty. I gently pulled away from Madison. "Dad, can we talk? Privately." "Oh, don't be modest." Dad waved his hand dismissively. "Everyone here knows how successful you are. You can afford to help your sister." I didn't agree to co-sign anything. The smile on Dad's face faltered. "We discussed this last month." "No. You mentioned Madison's business idea. I never said I'd co-sign alone." The tables nearest us had gone quiet. People were listening now. Mom stood up quickly, her chair scraping against the floor. "Rachel, this is not the time or place." Then Dad shouldn't have announced it in front of 55 people. Madison's face crumpled. "Wait, what? You said she agreed." Dad's expression hardened. "Rachel, don't embarrass this family. Not tonight. Not at your grandfather's birthday." "I'm not embarrassing anyone. I'm setting the record straight. I'm not co-signing a $180,000 loan." "Why not?" Dad's voice was rising now. "You make plenty of money. You have excellent credit. Madison needs this." "That's not the point. The point is you're being selfish." Dad slammed his hand on the table. Silverware jumped. "Your sister has a dream, and you're crushing it because you can't be bothered to help." I stood up. My heart was pounding. "I'm not crushing anything. She can get a loan on her own merits." "She can't." Mom interjected. "Her credit isn't good enough. The bank said she needs a co-signer with a strong financial history." "That's you, Rachel." "Then maybe she's not ready to start a business." Madison burst into tears. Her fiancé rushed over to comfort her. Half the room was staring now. My grandfather looked confused. Dad moved around the table toward me. Fast. His face was red, his jaw clenched. "You're going to co-sign that loan," he said quietly, menacingly. "No. I'm not." That's when he grabbed my arm. His fingers dug into my bicep hard enough that I gasped. He squeezed, pulling me closer. His breath was hot on my face. "You will do this," he hissed. "You will support your sister. Or you're not part of this family anymore." Pain shot up my arm. I could feel his fingernails breaking skin through my dress sleeve. "Let go of me." He squeezed harder. Several people stood up from nearby tables. My uncle started moving toward us. But Dad didn't release me. I said let go. He leaned in closer. "Sign the papers." I grabbed my phone from the table with my free hand. My fingers were shaking, but I managed to unlock it and find the contact I needed. Dad saw what I was doing. "Who are you calling?" I hit the name. "Put the phone to my ear." "Put the phone down, Rachel." It rang once. Twice. "Rachel." Mom's voice was sharp. "Stop this right now." On the third ring she answered. "Rachel, is everything okay?" "Jennifer, I need you to come to the Oakwood banquet hall." "No. Bring the documents we discussed." There was a pause. Jennifer had been my attorney for 3 years. She knew I wouldn't call unless it was serious. "I'll be there in 30 minutes. "Thank you." I hung up. Dad finally released my arm. I stumbled back, clutching where he'd grabbed me. I could already feel it swelling. What documents? Mom demanded. You'll find out. Rachel, please. Madison's voice was small, broken. I don't understand what's happening. Why won't you help me? I looked at my little sister. 26 years old. Still living at home. Still having mom and dad solve all her problems. Madison, I love you. But co-signing a loan means if you can't pay, I'm legally responsible for $180,000. That could destroy my credit. My savings. My future. I'll pay it back, she insisted. I have a business plan. Then use that business plan to convince a bank to give you a loan. They already said no. Then that should tell you something. Mom stepped between us. You're being cruel, Rachel. Deliberately cruel. Your sister has worked so hard on this dream. With what money? I asked. She hasn't worked in 8 months. She's been preparing for the business. Mom snapped. On your dime. And Dad's. And apparently she expected mine too. My grandfather stood up slowly, looking between all of us. What's going on? Why is everyone fighting? Nothing, Dad, my father said quickly. Just a small family disagreement. Doesn't look small, Grandpa said quietly. The next 31 minutes felt like hours. People tried to resume celebrating, but everyone kept glancing at our table. Madison wouldn't look at me. Mom and Dad huddled together, whispering furiously. I sat alone, holding my bruised arm. My uncle came over. You okay, kiddo? I will be. Your dad grabbed you pretty hard. I know. He hesitated. You need ice for that? I need my attorney. He nodded slowly. Good for you. At minute 28 I went to the bathroom. Rolled up my sleeve. There were 5 distinct finger-shaped bruises forming on my upper arm. Dark purple. Angry. I took a photo. At minute 31 the banquet hall doors opened. Jennifer walked in wearing jeans and a blazer, carrying her briefcase. Every head turned. She scanned the room, spotted me and walked directly to our table. Rachel. She nodded professionally. Jennifer. Thank you for coming. Dad stood up. Who the hell is this? This is Jennifer Morrison. My attorney. Mom's face drained of color. Your attorney? Rachel, what have you done? Jennifer opened her briefcase and pulled out a folder. He handed it to my father. Mr. Brennan, this is a cease and desist letter. You are hereby notified to stop making financial claims or commitments on behalf of my client, Rachel Brennan. Dad opened the folder. His hands were shaking. This is ridiculous. It's legally binding, Jennifer continued. Any further public statements claiming Rachel has agreed to co-sign loans, make financial gifts, or assume financial responsibility for family members will result in legal action. You can't do this, Mom whispered. I absolutely can, I said. Jennifer pulled out a second document. This is a formal statement from Rachel declining to co-sign any loans for Madison Brennan's business venture. It's witnessed and notarized. Madison made a choking sound. And this, Jennifer produced a third document, is a restraining order application. If Mr. Brennan makes any further physical contact with Rachel, we will file immediately. He turned to me. Show her. I rolled up my sleeve. The bruises were vivid now. Undeniable. Several people gasped. My aunt covered her mouth. Grandpa's face went hard. He did that. My grandfather's voice was steel. Thomas. Dad looked at the bruises, then at his father. She was being unreasonable. You put your hands on your daughter? Dad, she's trying to ruin her sister's life. Get out. Everyone froze. What? Dad blinked. Get out of my party, Grandpa said. Now. Before I have you thrown out. Dad, you don't understand. I understand you assaulted your daughter because she won't bankrupt herself for your other daughter. Grandpa's voice was shaking. I raced you better than this, Thomas. Get out. Marry you too. Mom's mouth opened and closed. But. Out. The room was dead silent. 55 people watched my parents gather their things. Madison was crying. Her fiancé looked horrified. Dad turned to me one last time. You're destroying this family. No, I said quietly. I'm protecting myself from you. They left. Madison stood there uncertain. Her fiancé whispered something to her. She looked at me, tears streaming down her face. I didn't know he was going to grab you. I know. I wanted this so badly. Then earn it yourself. You can do it, Maddie. But not on my credit. She nodded slowly and left with her fiancé. The room remained silent for a long moment. Then my grandfather walked over and pulled me into a hug. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. I hugged him back, finally letting myself cry. Jennifer stayed another 20 minutes making sure I was okay. She gave several family members her card in case they witnessed any future incidents. She photographed my bruises from multiple angles. File a police report, she said quietly. Even if you don't press charges. Create a paper trail. I nodded. After she left, my uncle convinced everyone to resume the party. They sang happy birthday. Cut the cake. But the mood had shifted. People kept coming up to me asking if I was okay, telling me I did the right thing. My aunt pulled me aside. Your father's been controlling you with guilt for years. We all saw it. We just didn't say anything. Why not? She looked ashamed. Because it wasn't our business. But it should have been. I'm sorry. I stayed until the end, helping clean up, making sure Grandpa got home safely. He hugged me at his door. Your grandmother would be proud of you, he said. Standing up for yourself. That takes courage. I just couldn't do it anymore. I know. And you shouldn't have to. He patted my cheek gently. You're a good person, Rachel. Don't let them make you think otherwise. That night, I lay in bed looking at the bruises on my arm. They would fade in a week or two. But the freedom I felt, that was permanent. My phone buzzed. A text from Madison. I'm sorry about Dad. What he did was wrong. I'm going to figure out the business another way. I love you. I texted back, I love you too. And I believe in you. Just not at the cost of my financial future. She sent back a heart emoji. It wasn't perfect. My parents weren't speaking to me. Half the family was taking sides. But I had protected myself. Set a boundary. Refused to be bullied into financial suicide. And I had documentation. Legal protection. A paper trail. Jennifer texted that night. Police report filed. Restraining order ready if needed. You did good today. I looked at my bruises one more time. Then I put on a long-sleeved shirt and went to sleep. For the first time in years, I slept through the night. No anxiety. No guilt. No fear of the next financial demand. Just peace.